Great day, great folks. Welcome to the Kingdom Classroom. It's December the 8th, 2025. Today, we're going to do something a little bit different. I want to provide our Kingdom business community with three things. We're going to have kind of a founder's transparent confession. All right, we're going to talk about the Kingdom Marketplace, the digital resurrection of Progress Plaza. I want everybody to know this began as a project-based learning experience for the female students and past alumni of Urban Success University. All right, they were tasked with digitally resurrecting Progress Plaza. They've done that and more. Built the Kingdom Marketplace. It's the world's first AI-powered Kingdom business referral network. The world's first AI-powered entrepreneurial ecosystem. I want to make sure that because of the political buffoonery, what our daughters as the next generation have provided to our business community is not overshadowed, but is showcased because we need it right now. And I want to do that so that we can see that God has used his daughters in order to provide a lifeline to the Kingdom business community that we all need right now during this AI revolution. Hello, happy Money Making Monday. If y'all don't know me, I'm Coach K. Most folk just call me King, they call me KJ. I've met a lot of the folk inside of our circle one of four ways, either through my time. I'm the original creative arts director of the King Center. I was appointed by Cynthia Dolores Nodis Tucker, Coretta Scott King, Edith Scott Bagley, Coretta's big sister. I was chosen by the Yokemeister, Yolanda Denise King, the founder of Urban Success University. I got sent by my spiritual mama, amazing Grace Banks Sullivan. Yeah, I'm the baby lion of Zion, all grown up. 1999. My two spiritual fathers, William Herbert Gray III and Leon Howard Sullivan, they marched me into 3340 Peachtree, Tower 1, introduced me to my mentor in his entrepreneurial development space, Hall of Fame quarterback, serial entrepreneur. You know him, you love him, Fran Tarkenton. And that's where I've been. Well, until about a year or two ago, I was blessed to be at the Solution Solving Center of over 480,000 small businesses, right? I was behind the curtain. God gave me my own personal assignment. He allowed me the privilege of being used by him to work with 403 church individual business ministries, help them stimulate circulation in their congregation and immediate business community by developing or helping them develop paper church business directories. And it was an amazing experience, right? And what all of that allowed me to see is what businesses need to succeed, right? You do the math. 480,000 through GoSmallBizTargeting.com, 403 paper church business directories, registered 48,000. Like I'm a little hood kid from the Baptist, Black Baptist Church, Zion, Bright Hope, grew up in the basement, got to see over 500,000 small businesses come across my desk. And it gave me a bird's eye view on what our businesses need, not to just stay alive, but to really thrive out here in these digital streets, right? Taught me systems. It's an acronym. Save yourself, stress, time, energy, and money. How many folk want to implement those, right? Taught me automation and also how data really works. Listen, y'all, it's a different playing field when you understand the data game. That's what nobody is taught our business community. I want to speak directly to those in Georgia, because in Georgia, we did 46 directories. In Georgia, we registered 48,000, or excuse me, 8,200 business owners. Y'all are not just names on a paper, your families, your businesses. I feel like you trusted me. 37% of you paid to be in the book. That's all they care about, is getting paid on you again. But it was me. It was my team that God allowed to stand in your worship center narthex, inside of your fellowship hall, and inside of your multi-purpose rooms. And I told you that W.E.B. Du Bois in his work, The Negro in Business, said nothing positive could ever take place in a community that failed to recirculate its dollar. And that it was impossible for us to circulate our dollar in our community if we didn't know who the businesses in our community were. And I told you that this project wasn't about creating paper books. It was about keeping dollars circulating in our community amongst our people. I told you it was something bigger that I wanted to talk to y'all about later. And right now, this transparent founder confession is me keeping that promise. I hadn't yet been able to get us to the point where I could talk to you from my heart and the haters couldn't affect what God had us building. When COVID hit, it broke my heart to see 80% of those ministries, those directory partners, collapse. I know you needed it. Don't blame the pastors. It wasn't because they weren't praying. Don't blame yourselves. It wasn't because of any of the excuses that y'all try to bring on yourselves. It wasn't because you were lazy. Those ministries collapsed because the world changed faster than anybody told us. And because of non-competes and non-disclosures, I got kids, y'all. I couldn't. We're now looking at corporate America. We're now looking at the big businesses. We're now seeing how ruthless they are. I aspired to that before. I realized there was a time, I was 12 years old, September 11th, 1991. William Herbert Gray was the chair of the Black Whip of Congress. He left in order to recommit to our urban youth in the United Negro College Fund. That's the space I'm in now. It's the only way that I can explain it to y'all. That's how God lets me see it. The thing that I aspire to, God let me see how politically corrupt it really is. And there's a different way to get done the assignment that he gave me. And it's only being transparent to you. 57 days left. 53. We got 57 days into the sacred ascension period of our founders. What? They not those girls. They our girls. They my girls. They watching. And I'm a ride the same way Sully did. When folk were running from the inner city, Sully was running to it. Folk were running from our urban inner city youth. Sully was running to them. What thou seest, thou becometh. This is what I know. So 4 years ago, November 2021, all of a sudden, Google shifted from Google My Business to Google Business Profile. And nobody told y'all anything. When the top 2 determinants of ranking went from AdWord, keyword, to relevancy of search and specific geographic location. Nobody told you. Nobody can fault you for that. You never got the memo. You weren't positioned for what's now popped up, which are these rapidly changing algorithms. Nobody took the time to explain to you SEO, SEM, SMM, search engine optimization, search engine marketing, social media marketing. Nobody took the time to explain it to you. Nobody broke down the difference between Google My Business and Google Business Profiles in plain language so you could understand how important it was for you to make that adjustment 4 years ago. Now we wake up, and in July of 2025, the United States president officially announces AI is the center of our economy. You think all these major layoffs are accidental? You think watching all the major corporations shuck and jive up to the White House was accidental? You think the fact that we moved into the largest federal shutdown in American history was accidental? Absolutely not. It was intentional. It gave all of the big corporations a silent window that they utilized to restructure, automate, feed all of their data the way the AI systems would want, and position themselves to digitally dominate over the next 20 years. And coincidentally, right, they opened the government just in time for you to go blow your bag and for them to look like heroes on some Thanksgiving, because they knew the next day was Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Now you've been released into the money-making season of the year. Go spend your money and get your kids some Christmas. And all throughout this shutdown, folk talking about health care. Now all of a sudden we getting these little commercial about let's come together for the kids. Come on, y'all know the emotional roller coaster. I'm talking to the business community right now. But for us, for small businesses, black and brown businesses, faith-based businesses, family-owned businesses, kingdom businesses, what y'all got? What we got? Crickets. No playbook. No roadmap. No one telling us what to do. Same people who marched, didn't we? Same people who tithed, didn't we? Same people who trusted, didn't we? Left holding the bag once again. No wonder. That's why our daughters built the Kingdom Marketplace, began 3 some odd years ago. The world's first AI-powered Kingdom Business Referral Network. World's first AI-powered entrepreneurial ecosystem. Because while all this was happening to us, you know what the over-sexualized culture and the social media pressure was telling our daughters? In high school and college. Telling our daughters be a bottle girl. Telling our daughters open up an OnlyFans. Telling our daughters put a menu on their Instagram. Telling our daughters do something strange for a little piece of change as they are innocently attempting to pursue their entrepreneurial, academic, and or professional aspirations. I've been a dean of USU since inception. When Yolanda Denise King consolidated all the youth movements of our mamas in 2002, I got appointed and accepted by all the mamas as dean. I've been at this for a minute. All right. And so I can attest to the fact that my female students and the amazing female teachers and the churches that they belong to and all that little network that our mamas built that secretly takes place amongst all the buffoonery in our urban schools, our daughters know the difference between morality and survival. Morality says, this how they are. I don't want to do that. I ain't one of them. Survival says, well, you got to do what you got to do. And a lot of what the world is telling our daughters they got to do, they really ain't got to do. That's why they launched Brains Over Boobs. They combat the over-sexualized culture, the social media pressure, attempting to objectify them. All they want is a couple dollars for their hair, their little feet, their little fingers, feet, you know what I mean? And the most readily available method for them to perpetuate income on this side of COVID that allow them that are young members to have their babies, allow them that are in high school and college trying to pursue their academic aspirations and do their homework, that the ways that they can get it back, they involve their hands on their knees. If you don't understand, that's some method with them showing off their little speed bump moving, their little high beams, instead of their hands on their keyboards, showing off the digital brilliance movement. So they came to me and they was like, oh, that's what they called me. Coach, that's what they called me. Dean K, that's what they called me. King, that's what they called me. If we build something where we show off our brains instead of our bodies, if we take all of this search engine optimization and search engine marketing and social media marketing and Google business profiles, that and AI that we understand, and we use it to serve our elders and our local business community and our kingdom business, can we have your old directories to kick it off? I'm a spiritual father. How can I say no? They already let me know the alternative is them spending $250 to get a freaking stripping license from the Atlanta Police Department or the DeKalb Police Department to go over there and bend over and bust it open. I can't say no. The confidentiality agreements that I had and the non-competes that I had. I mean, my daughter is what the frick I'm gonna say? Yeah, all right. We had a way they planned to launch. It didn't work that way. God's ways above our ways, his thoughts above our thoughts. Hey, y'all, we here. All right. Our daughters didn't build a blog. They didn't build a directory. That's what we had prior to COVID. All right. They built the world's first AI-powered Kingdom Business Referral Network. They built the world's first AI-powered entrepreneurial ecosystem. That's what our daughters built. And I'm super proud. All right. To see what they did and how they did it. The way that they studied how Google reads your business, because they don't got one yet. The way they studied how the search engines decide and determine who shows up first. The way that they studied how AI interprets language and intent. How they studied and figured out a methodology in order to be able to connect real customers with real kingdom businesses. That's amazing. That's why I call them BaGeniuses, baby girl geniuses. They prove it to me every single day. I can literally attest to the fact that I can't remember a day where I don't open up my email and I got one of them. I got 3 campuses. I got the amazing Grace Bank Sullivan campus that was the original mini university infrastructure. I got the Atlanta campus, which is the Yoki infrastructure. She was the friggin' student president at Grady High School. All right, the Grady girls, they ever going. Okay, and then I got the Edith Scott Bagley campus in Wilmington, Delaware, and everything in between. All right, I'm always getting an email. I'm always getting a DM. I'm always getting a text message from one of them excited about how they feel as though God can use them to contribute to their community, utilizing AI, and how God don't give us a spirit of fear. He give us power, love, and a sound mind, and how an older generation is scared of what God gave them the ability to have digital brilliance and domination over. Remember, God doesn't give us dominion over people. He gives us dominion over resources. He just gave a younger generation dominion over what they need to get it done, because they've been taught by me. So they know. They got mamas who done prayed in the dirt for the businesses they can launch. Prayed in the dirt for the ministries they can launch. Prayed in the dirt for the impact that they can have in their community. Nonprofit, they own it, all right? And so they've created at the center AI smart matching. First, it was how they can do it, and now they've automated it. Oversimplification by far, all right? Because I'm 47 years young, all right? Our daughters, my oldest is 24. They're the ones. So I got a spiritual father's perspective on this, but let's talk about it over the kitchen table type. All right, because I understand the functionality of it. All right, most of our businesses, flat out, are just invisible online right now. If you have a website, if you have a Google My Business listing, all right, or a not optimized Google Business Profile listing, Think about how many AI commercials you see with folk flooding the web with even more websites. Yours is becoming invisible because your business description is either outdated or generic. Your products and services, unfortunately, are not written in the language that the search engines told you they preferred 4 years ago when Google went from Google My Business to Google Business Profiles. So now that they're beyond the grace period, the search engines don't even understand what you put on your profile. And now your category, your keywords, your location data, all of that is now out of alignment with how people actually search for people who do what you do and provide what you provide. So AI smart matching, this process that you're able to go through for free. Y'all know what y'all say. If it's free, it's for me. You can experience it by completing a Google form. And that Google form and the AI behind it is going to do 4 things. It's going to read your current business description and your profile data, what you say you do, who you say you serve, where you say you are, and how you describe your business, your products, and your services. Number 2, it's going to then rewrite and optimize that information using modern day search engine optimization principles. It's going to sync your language with the language of Google, Bing, Apple Maps, Yelp, and all the new AI-driven discovery platforms. Going to sync it with the way that Facebook, Instagram, and all the major social media marketing platforms read your information. The reason why the Kingdom Marketplace is fully integrated with Google, Bing, Apple, Yelp, and all the major social media marketing platforms. It's going to then, number 3, align you with real search demand. It's going to cut through the hype, okay, and going to provide you with the words people actually type, the questions that they actually ask AI, how they look for your service right now in the zip code you're in right now. And after it does all of that, it's going to drop your information into the AI-powered referral ecosystem. Not a flat list, not an old dusty directory, but a live marketplace. Where do people go to shop? A marketplace. During the launch, I'm resetting the pre-launch right now, okay, for our daughters and for you. During the launch, we're going to have a complete reface. You're going to go to Kingdom Business Owners to get accessibility, what you get accessibility to, but the Kingdom Marketplace is going to be where everybody goes to shop. We can't, see, a protest does nothing for us. We have to have a redirection. A boycott doesn't build businesses. It doesn't create jobs. It doesn't build community. We have to redirect from them and over to us. And we can only do that if we have one marketplace where everyone is listed. The haters listening, come on, y'all. Go and get registered. We had them conversations in the membership section. A live marketplace where AI is learning what people need. A live marketplace where AI is learning what people, more specifically, what you do. an AI marketplace that's introducing the two of them. What people need, what you do, like that. That's the Kingdom Marketplace. That's AI smart mating. That's the digital resurrection and digitizing of Progress Plaza for the AI age. I don't know how more transparent I can be. Since I was a kid, as long as I can remember, I dreamed of a digital Progress Plaza, a space that would carry amazing Grace Bank Sullivan mini university. I don't care about the select patronage of the Operation Breadbasket. I learned from my spiritual parents that Operation Breadbasket stuff came after Martin Luther King Jr. died. Sully told me ML was his homie. I saw Mama Grace pour into Coretta Scott King and my mama, so I'm over that. I just wanted to honor Progress Plaza. I just wanted to honor Leon Howard Sullivan. I wanted to correct history of select patronage in the real 1036 plan. You know, I heard about Herbie, William Herbert Gray. Do you know about Andrea Dash's great vision for Computer with Kids? How in the basement of the Bright Herb Church, she came and took my Vectrex one day, gave me my first MacBook Plus. How she foresaw how entrepreneurship and technology will not only be the great equalizer, but the amazing platform for us to be able to train our youth and to just be able to help our businesses dominate and circulate their dollar in the digital world. What thou seest, thou becometh. That's what I grew up looking at. That path that God took me on, it wasn't pretty, but it was worth it. Amazing Grace sent me to help the Yokemeister rebuild the King and the youth center department. Look, she told me right out the bat, Yoki, that's your kingdom sister. And the way it was supposed to handle or play out was Yolanda was supposed to do the youth and the arts and the kids. She loved that. That was her thing. All right. And I was going to handle the entrepreneurial ministry. It was all good. About 25 years ago, Sully and Gray walked me up in Targeting's office. None of that was random. I see now. God's ways above our ways, his thoughts above our thoughts. That was God's training program. Now, it's time for me to leave all the politics and all that stuff. That's not what I'm driven by, y'all. Y'all see me a little. I can handle the urban ministry. I can handle the business development. I can't, but the politics and I can't handle that king stuff, y'all. I'm just being real with y'all. I can't. It don't line up with my spirit. Yolanda built Urban Success University in order to be an independent voice for our urban youth that is not politically or corporately controlled. Even Martin Luther King III left the compound in 2012. Christine King Ferris and Naomi Barbara King were shutting her eyes, and I just gotta be real, bro. Like, if you look at it, Christine King Ferris never endorsed her son with any children. This rewrite came after that, so I'm gonna honor all of Daddy King's daughters. And in the misperception that anybody has over Eda Scott Bagley, that was done during the time that Isaac Ferris Jr. was the president of the King Center. Period. That's disrespect our mamas, bro. Period. So guess what? 2025, April the 4th. All right, Martin Luther King Jr.'s Ascension Day. Governor Bryant Kemp signed Senate Bill 36. We out. Urban Success University is our youth training ground. The Kingdom Marketplace is our digital progress plaza, and AI Smart Matching is our engine. God told me that he put a lot of the political opposition in the way of our daughters because he wants me to launch this personally. When Sully launched the 1036 plan, he knocked on doors personally. God want me to make these calls personally. Period. And specifically in Georgia. Because out of the 403 directories nationwide, the 46 that were in Georgia, y'all matter to me. The two largest, I mean, there's over 500 folk who trusted this project that God gave me, this vision. Over 500 folks from Elizabeth Baptist Church. Over 500 folks from New Birth Baptist Church. Over 400 folks from House of Hope. Over 315 folk from Impact. And all of everybody else. You know, it was at Elizabeth Baptist Church. I believe it was the Embrace the Call conference. That God used the words that came out of Pastor Oliver to really move me in this space. It's what allowed me to turn down the ordination of Raphael Gamaliel Warnock and to lock into what Mama Grace told Sully. Leave Abyssinia because that pretentious political stuff getting you too far from God, get in the trenches. So I honor God through Craig Oliver. It hurts me personally that our daughters didn't kick off the Black Women Run the World campaign, but I don't understand worldly politics. I've tried all I could to reach out to him, and really it was because our daughters wanted that to happen under Lady Oliver. They wow. Say it backwards. Wow. I just have to be transparent to everybody. Because that's what God placed on me. That's where God dropped the blueprint to put this all together as a social enterprise. That was when I really shut down Urban Entrepreneur. Told everybody we would be becoming what is now Kingdom Business Owners. Everybody who used to pay their annual to Urban Entrepreneur now upgrading on the Kingdom Marketplace and getting a lifelong profile. Membership to Kingdom Business Owners for free. I don't even have an ownership interest in the company. We're a social enterprise ministry now. And at the same time, I gotta tell everybody, I'm Amazing Grace's Bible soldier, but I'm still just a man. Y'all remember Jesus, because what Sully used to launch 1036 was he preached the 5,000. How Jesus fed the 5,000. Well, after Jesus fed the 5,000, told disciples work to do on the other side. And then he went to sleep on the boat because he's human. So let me tell everybody what nobody knows, succinctly, so you can get this into perspective. In 2011, I threw the watch night party inside of the King Center Freedom Hall because my mama told me to. Amazing Grace Bank Sullivan told me to. Edith Scott Bagley told me to. The next week in January, my mother ascended. March 15, 2011, Amazing Grace Banks ascended. June 11, 2011, Edith Scott Bagley, Coretta Scott's big sister, ascended. August 18, 2011 was Amelia Isadora Platts Boynton Robinson. That's not my grandmama. That's my Uncle Bruce mama. That's my cousin Carvo, Dr. Carvo. Put some respect on that. Yes, ma'am. Little cousin. That's her grandmama. My father's mama, my grandma Pearl E. Jackson. Okay, that's my grandfather's first wife. But Mama Amelia made me recommit to doing this for our daughters. And in the middle of all of that, I cut out and I didn't have the backing that Martin Luther King III needed. And so in the beginning of 2012, January 5th, 2012, He told y'all that Bernice and Dexter put him in a fluff position, and so him, with the only granddaughter of Coretta Scott King and Martin Luther King Jr., left the King Center. That was what Amazing Grace, my mama, and Edith told me to back up, and so I it was hard. I had just launched the Edith Scott Bagley campus, and in 2013, William Herbert Gray, he ascended. 2014, my father ascended, and that was when we were kicking off the United Nations Global Celebration of People of African Descent. Joseph Lawrence Roberts, our founding pastor, became our founding chairman, and just knowing the work that Sully and Herbie did. I watched my two spiritual fathers, Leon Howard Sullivan and William Herbert Gray III, get used magnanimously by God in the lives of the people of God all around the world, from North Philadelphia to Africa and everywhere in between. So when the United Nations are kicking off a global celebration of people of African descent, I'm involved. All right. And as soon as we got that going in the beginning of 2015, February 2015, Joseph Lawrence Roberts died. That's the 50-year anniversary of Selma, March. All right. So after Barack Obama's on the bridge, Michelle Obama's on the bridge, Mama Amelia's on the bridge, John Lewis on the bridge, Reverend Brenson on the bridge, I got a group of our students at Edmund Pettis gravesite. Didn't go too good. 3 weeks later, we got Freddie Gay in Baltimore, and that was whole marches. And then we closed out the school year, and then right before the kickoff of the 2015 school year, Mama Amelia, right after her birthday, on August the 18th, 2015, on August 26th, 2015, she shut her eyes. Now I got to bite my tongue because all our daughters got are Naomi Barber King on this A.D. King Foundation that we launched in 2007, and Christine King Ferris. And in the middle of them being sick and our daughters, like, also October 2022, the real rebellious Rosa Parks, the last wish of the great Cynthia Dolores Nyla Sucker, founder of the Martin Luther King Jr. Association, Bethune Du Bois Institute, National Political Congress of Black Women, was that her and her bestie friend, Rosa Louise Macaulay Parks, real story be told, the real rebellious Rosa Parks comes out October 2022. And all our daughters want to do is watch it. And the Yolanda Auditorium, go up to the Rosa Parks room. They get charged $2,500 from King Inc. Good googly move. That's what started the blockage, y'all. And in honor of Naomi and Christine, I'm gonna deal with the buffoonery and be Edith's lightning rod for our daughters. That was it. Beginning of this year, if you go to the Mompreneur Squad, then you see Amazing Grace and her mentees. There go Mama Grace. And they go Yolanda Mama, little Yolanda Grandmama, Martin Luther King III's mama, and you see my mama. Those are her mentees. Her bestie is Evangelist Winifred Morris. You know, regardless of what our daughters were going through, Raphael Gamaliel Warnock, Shannon Jones, they home me, Donald Trump, Du Bois, Isaac Ferris Jr. banned me from Christine King Ferris's funeral, banned me from Naomi Barber King's funeral, and banned me from Deacon Marvin Brenson's funeral. But when Psycho was murdered in the Native community, they marched me in for that, right? And the only reason I went along with it was because the last mama of the original Mompreneur Squad for me, Evangelist Winifred Morris, Mama Grace's prayer partner. I'm a Zion Baptist Church, Mount Airy Church of God, Red Clay baby. Red Church baby. I'm in Georgia. Red Clay just come out. We built a house, lady, y'all, excuse The last mama of our mamas ascended. So in this ascension period for 20 years, it's really about our mamas and our daughters, okay? So for the last year, as y'all have watched me go through this intentional infliction of emotional distress, that shit is real. What you see Warnock and Bernice is a legal beast, all right? And when Dexter died, then Leah became the owner of King Inc. The Martin Luther King Jr. Center was founded by Coretta Scott. That's a nonprofit. King Inc. is a for-profit. Okay? And so Leah don't be playing. Like when I be fighting for our daughters, I'm really fighting that King Inc. legal team. Georgia's a one-sided state, so everything pertaining to our daughters and their kingdom business owners with this Willie Watkins getting burned, if you notice, you ain't got to notice. I can show you. Let me show you. The claim that our daughters put in about Willie Watkins getting his digital work from them and not paying. That's right here, y'all. This the claim. Willie Watkins ordered a diamond profile during Cornelius Taylor's funeral and never paid our daughters. Then Carmen, the event coordinator at Elizabeth Baptist Church, when our daughter's event was planned for May the 31st, the last Saturday, or the first Saturday after the end of the school year, kick off their Black Women Run the World, get through calling all 8,200 of Georgia businesses, find out who open, who not open, who still want customers, who want to network, who want to be a mentor, who want to donate their testimony. Then that was blocked, all right? And there were 10 little babies who had their own little LLCs, and Prime gave them an amazing deal. Y'all know the table skirts that they put over the table, the little pop-up banner that go right there, and the 1,000 two-sided color business cards with the good paper stock, and then the 5,000 flyers. Our babies got that for $600 because they got them together. So that was 6,000. All of that, they sued them. Hey, buddy, and you hating and blocking our stuff. The girl Carmen over at Elizabeth Baptist Church specifically said, "I'm blocking this because of the position you took with King Inc. and the King Center and Willie Watkins." Well, okay. Well, Willie, you blocked these girls' thing and using your political stuff for them. And so that's a magistrate court where our daughters can defend themselves. And they waiting for a response. They about to get a court date. All of a sudden, they get this. This is the counterclaim found by Willie Watkins, white nationalist attorney. All of this is about me. It has nothing to do with the order that Willie made. Matter of fact, in this counterclaim, it specifically says there was no order. But Willie paid for a deposit and then reversed the deposit with his credit card company. He didn't tell his credit card company that he didn't authorize the charge. He said that the work wasn't up to caliber. That's in direct opposite of what his attorney filed. The additional damages were them blocking the girls' event and their administrative and marketing losses. None of this addressed any of this. This is all about me. And so the difference between magistrate court and superior court is our daughters who were trying to not be on a poll obviously don't have $3,000 to get an attorney in superior court. That's the game. So inside of this counterclaim is the suit for legal fees. It's over at least $10,000 worth of work. Willie Watkins invested over $10,000 into his white nationalist attorney to sweep under the rug what he did to our daughters. And because November the 17th is the birthday of our founder, Yolanda Denise King, I'm assuming that this court date that his attorney then got on November 21st is to make our students crack. They're in a sacred 20-year ascension period between Cynthia Dolores Nades Tucker and Coretta Scott King, the two founders of the nonprofits with the heart, all of the girls in between, all the female leaders in between, all the mamas in between. They've disrespected the Rosa Parks Ascension date by causing this thing over there at Kinley's Catering. No, we not. At the same time, they got the youth minister over at Reverend Brunson's house doing some other stuff. We not packed because our daughters are in prayer. It's ascension of their founders, right? That right after Yolanda's birthday and them sweeping everything of Yolanda's under the rug, you're not going to force these girls into court on Friday. So a group of men fundraised the money for them to have an attorney, and that attorney, looking at the sensitivity of it as a father, was like, well, check this out. He really dissected it. I made the mistake of saying the only way to get it from magistrate to superior court was to counter the girls for $15,000. That isn't what they did. They came up with all this in retrospect to the facts of the case. He said, well, listen, this $3,000, the only thing I'm going to do is go into court and tell the judge, Your Honor, this is about him. He don't own the company, ain't got no financial interest in the company. This is between the girls' company and Willie Watkins, him ordering it, burning it, and then the financial damage they got because of him and what he did. He said, well, you got a choice, though. He said, if I go in Friday and enter my appearance, I got to ask the judge to do it. He said, or you could just withdraw this, put it back in the magistrate court, and then judge is looking like, well, shit, ain't nothing here, whatever. You know what they did? Tell you what they did. They still had court. They still went through everything they could go through in order to try to, let me show y'all. In order to try to put this emergency interlocutory restraining order on my mouth. So anyway, our daughters, they refiled that case earlier today. Here's what I heard from God. As we come to the close of this 20-year ascension period for our mamas, the only way to honor them is to really finish what they started. So we're going to start with Georgia. And I believe our daughters got through 12 of them, the 46 directives. We don't know. So me and my team, we done some call launches before. I need to chill out for a little bit. I had a headache dealing with the weirdos. So we're gonna make these 8,200 calls directly. We're gonna finish what our daughters weren't able to do. All right, we're gonna take the paper digital, the old directory model. We're gonna fully populate the AI powered marketplace. And here's what y'all need to realize: our daughters got so much pushback because the old white guy who owned the paper directories, he gave kickbacks to the pastors. We don't. Those are the funds that are redirected toward our daughters and the single moms for doing the digital work. So some people who are in positions of power, they feel threatened by losing their control over a network and body of people that they neglected for the past 4 years. They feel threatened by the Black Women Run the World campaign. They feel threatened by the Brains Over Booze movement, all right? And so what they tried to do is they tried to use deceit in order to deter what our daughters and our sisters built decently in order. So a lot of plans got blocked. A lot of doors got closed. And from our side, from the student side, it felt like legal pressure. It felt like political pressure. It felt like attempts to wear us down so we wouldn't quit. And efforts to control the narrative while the stories and sacrifices of our mothers and our daughters and even you as our businesses failed. And so I'm not here today to point the finger at anyone. I'm not here today to announce a fight with anyone. I'm here to finish the assignment that I was given from my spiritual parents. All right? So I want everyone to know, from me, I'm stepping away from anything that tries to control this work politically. And I'm putting my full allegiance back where it belongs. I understand y'all pain. I understand the neglect that you've been subjected to. I know what it's like. So let me stop messing with them and come over there and sit on your pew. You feel tired because these digital marketing rules keep changing. You're digitally overwhelmed. Great at what you do, but not at chasing these algorithms. You feel invisible online. Folks love you when they find you, but new people ain't finding you in the last year or so. And so from all the institutions and all the talking heads, you feel kind of abandoned. You heard support these business owners and these business owners and these business owners from this chamber of commerce and this association, but this pulpit. But it never turned into a real digital infrastructure. So you're a little suspicious. Tech folks, they show up with jargon and invoices, but they really don't do what I'm doing with you. They don't talk to you from a position of love. So you feel nervous about AI. Is it going to replace me? Am I too late? Is this just one more way to freeze and stiff arm us out? Meanwhile, your family needs the revenue from your business. Your spouse and your children are watching you. And your community still depends on your business. You're not trying to be a new tech startup. You're trying to stay open. You're trying to serve with excellence. You're trying to honor God with your work. Same as me. This is exactly who the Kingdom Marketplace and AI Smart Matching has been built for. You, the business owner who wants customers, not confusion. The Kingdom entrepreneur who desires impact, not political jargon. And the elder who says, I don't got time to learn all of this, but I gladly support one of our daughters who do. So let me tell you, for me as your founder, what you get when you complete your profile at completeyourprofile.com. Number one is you're going to fill out a free Google form. I make it super practical. That's going to claim your free profile on the Kingdom Marketplace. Since you were in those old paper directories, you're going to be reverenced as a legacy member. One of the foundational businesses of this AI-driven entrepreneurial ecosystem. When you complete that Google form, it's going to ask you about who you are, what you do, how you do, what you do, the way you do it, what your networking preferences are, so forth and so on. It's so that the AI Smart Matching can read your current information. Yes, you're going to write a business description. It's imperative. I know it's going to be the first one. It's going to be thought-provoking. It's intentional. It's going to take what you provide and it's going to restructure it in such a way that it's going to position you to get seen in the AI-driven economy. Number three, it's going to make sure that you and all of us are not washed away by the AI wave. Even, and hear me well, if you never invest $1, it's gonna do all of this for you. Simply by creating your profile. Simply by allowing the AI smart matching to rewrite your business description. You're going to give your business a fighting chance to still be visible 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now. I don't have time. We only get an hour. I'm actually done and I'm over to talk to you about everything that's been implemented. You'll get accessibility to it all in the business membership section. I just got to be used by God to give you a solution. He's a solution-solving God. He uses the foolish things of this world to confound the wise. The wise guys, they da-da-da-da-da. God like, K, give it to them. So I'm giving it to you. I didn't just learn from Fran. I learned from Donald Bradley. I asked Donald Bradley, how you knew God told you to do it? He said the only person who was in the pool was me and God. That was enough. Donald, thank you. What? Get registered for free. Then I want you to prayerfully consider upgrading and becoming a lifetime member. Georgia, businesses only. Anybody else registering during the pre-launch. God told me to give you something I'm never going to offer again as the founder. Ever, ever, ever. Lifetime profiles for the investment. Folk are getting the annual profile. And the annual profiles that they're going to get are nowhere remotely as powerful as what you're getting in the pre-launch. If you upgrade, put a couple pennies in the pockets of our daughters. You're going to get a lifetime profile on the Kingdom Marketplace that others will never be able to receive. And you're going to get it for what everyone else pays for an annual profile after we fully launch. 100% of those proceeds from those upgrades are going to get paid to the Urban Success University student, past alumni, or mompreneur who does that work. You're not funding any pastor's kickback. You're not paying some invisible tech company. I do thank God for all that they did, cause inside, y'all pull up the docket. All right, I literally had to affirm an oath to the judge and the court. I have no personal ability to profit from Kingdom Business Owners. We are a ministry, an entrepreneurial ministry. We use TKM to create income for USU. I didn't do it. God did. And you're going to get real digital deliverables. You're going to be able to really support our daughters and single moms. You're going to be locked in as a founding Georgia member. I am not a billion-dollar tech owner yet. Let me give you advice in one way as we get up out of here. Tom Walton was the founder of IBM. He get you Dun & Bradstreet. My man was a 40-year-old felon. His wife left him. His kids disowned him. He got kicked out of the town he grew up in. After all of that, my man turned his idea from a penny to $1 billion with a B in the middle of a depression. We learned from a guy like that. He said, all business comes down to sales. He defined sales as intimate knowledge of the problem, intimate knowledge solution to have the problem. I just told you the problem. You're invisible online. I just gave you the solution. AI smart matching. It learns in waves. Read between the lines. I registered 48,000 in this paper directory. I've seen 480,000 come across my desk. There's 8,000 in Georgia. As the founder, over the next 53 days, me and my team, we're going to be calling, checking on every single one. Last week, I talked to you about your brand story. As the founder, my story, we're calling all 8,200. I learned from Donald Bradley. I learned from Holton Buggs. I learned from David Imonitier. I learned from David Savola. I learned from Holland Stonecipher. I know how to get this done. I'm a digital mentee. I'm just a real mentee of Fran Tarkington. Y'all remember we did one more customer? It's going to give you a whole lot more than one. This is our launch. Our daughter's going to go ham on the 48,000. We're going to push a button. Now, there's 8,200, then 48,000, then 480,000, folk getting invited. If you get registered before them, when they come, click around, they're going to see you. If they get registered before them, when you go click around, they're going to see you. Hey, listen, this the good news. I'm just dusting my feet off and keep it moving. Up, I'm about to be over time. Let me get y'all up out of here. All right? When the window closes, it closes. Others are going to come. They're going to have the opportunity to upgrade just like you will later, annually, not lifetime. Only thing you have the opportunity to miss is your founding status. Here's what I'm personally committed to do. Because over the last 3 years, I have watched the grief, the bullying, the legal battles, the misunderstanding, the stress that our daughters and y'all have gone through. And I'm just not going to lie to you. The intentional emotional pressure that they wanted to inflict, it worked. It hurt. Guess what? I'm over here. 2 Timothy, 2nd chapter, 3rd verse, what God has me teach. You got to endure hardship. All of this crazy buffoonery as a good soldier of Jesus Christ. What? It doesn't get over the fact that I still owe God. It doesn't get over the fact that I still owe our mothers. It doesn't get over the fact that I still owe our daughters. And it doesn't get over the fact that I still owe you. What? A finish. What? A relaunch. So here's my covenant to you, Georgia. Me and my team over the next 53 days, we got 110 days from October the 12th to January the 30th. We're at the ascension of our two founders. It's, as I said, December the 8th. We are 57 days in. We got 53 days to go before we get to Coretta's Ascension Day for Big Yoki and Little Yoki, okay? I'm going to make sure we get through and contact every one of those 8,200 and invite you to come register. I'm not outsourcing the first wave. I'm going to do what Sully did. Build, brother, build. Door to door. Except it's phone to phone and a high-tech age. Each call, I only want to know, are you still open? Do you still want customers? Can I help you reset your digital description so you're visible in the AI economy? If you say yes, I'm going to take your email and I'm going to input it into this system that the BaGeniuses have been building out for me over the weekend. It's going to send you an email campaign that's going to send you to completeyourprofile.com. Or if one of our BaGeniuses is helping me on a call, they're going to send you the link. I'm going to be around so you can get me on the phone if you want to hear my voice. And it's going to invite you free to get registered on AI Smart Matching. And for the rest of my life, this ministry, the Kingdom Marketplace, it's run by our daughters and the Mompreneur Squad. All right? The Mompreneur Squad is the single mom ministry founded by Reverend Dr. Joseph Lawrence Robbins. Urban Success University, founded by Yolanda Denise King. Bernice and King Inc. own Yolanda's rights, so we have to have the Yokis. Yolanda is Yoki, all right? So we have the Yokis, the Young Organization of Kings Internationally Serving. Little Yolanda gave us that. You know, where King Inc., Bernice, and Leah, and all of them are raising $100 million. Martin Luther King Jr.'s granddaughter, Coretta Scott King's granddaughter, not our founder of Urban Success University, Yolanda Denise King. No, that's Yoki 1.0. We talking about Yolanda Renee King, Yoki 2.0. She said, God, that's who we respect over here, told her to instruct her generation to spend 100 million hours of service. That's a superpower. So I'm kicking it off, serving by making these calls with the Yokis, the Young Organization of Kings Internationally Serving. Okay? Urban Success University is going to continue to train the next generation of entrepreneurs and digital leaders and creative arts, even utilizing AI. Y'all be seeing these little figures. Me, I'm out front. Why? Because I'm Yoki's and Edith's lightning rod, taking the hits from my babies in the building. Well, they ain't even in the building, they outside. Making the calls, making sure each and every single one of you is not forgotten. Remember, this is not a boycott. It's not a protest. It's a redirection. I want to be clear. Boycotts do not build businesses. They do not create jobs, and they do not heal communities. Select patronage does. Withdrawing our economic support from those getting paid on our community, not doing anything in our community, and redirecting it over to those who do, like you, registered on the Kingdom Marketplace, particularly those who upgrade. Digital visibility is what builds our community. Being findable when people look for you. AI-powered smart matching is what builds our community by connecting us to those who are looking for us. And intentional direction. Let's call it kingdom reciprocity. The same way that all of this is being put in place so people support you, be intentional about circling back around and supporting someone else for the product and services that you need right here in the Kingdom Marketplace. This is like Patronage 2.0. Don't just get registered here. Shop here. Let AI guide our dollars to kingdom businesses who are now visible in our digital universe. That's it. You watching this live? Thank you. I hope the time that we shared, you view as time invested and not time spent. You watching it on the replay. Something in your spirit hit me. Said, this is for me. Here's what I want you to do. Go to completeyourprofile.com and fill it out fully. Don't rush it. Don't rush it. Treat it as a kingdom decision and a business survival move. Let AI smart matching do its work. Give us permission to read your description, restructure your data, and to help make you findable in this new AI economy. And if God blesses you, and if he moves on your heart, and if it feels led, upgrade. All right, trying to help y'all and help our daughters and our single moms at the same time. We are not here to fight the King Inc. brand. We here to complete an assignment given by our mothers and our fathers. Me, I'm finishing my homework. All right, I can't be the dean and the chair of USU and be used by God to inspire our youth pertaining to finishing their homework if I don't finish ours. You watch a clip, My Life Before COVID, sitting up inside of a KIPP school, reading Martin Luther King III's book, all right, asking our kids what's their dream. It's because I share with them mine. And God has allowed all of us to manifest together through the grace of God on our lives. All right? So I'm finishing my homework for Amazing Grace. I'm finishing my homework for Leon Sullivan. Finishing my homework for William Herbert Gray III. Finishing my homework for Coretta Scott King, Eda Scott Bagley, Cynthia Dolores Nodis Tucker. All right? Finishing my homework for Rosa Louise Macaulay Parks. Finishing my homework for Amelia Isadora Platts Boynton Robinson. And y'all pray for me, all right? I'm trying to... I'm trying to realize that as I have been working on this assignment and our mothers have ascended, each one of them got a little work that they want me to do when they ascend and the talk they have with me. But we lost Mama Morris. I realized that I really lost all my mamas. I letting the weight of that like sink in. So I'm gonna tell you, when I'm bothered, I work. And watching the attack on y'all, I'm watching the attack on my daughters. And so the work that I have is to press through. All right? And so that's what I'm gonna do. Paul talked about it in Philippians. I know I gotta get close with y'all with word. He said, this takes place in the Colosseum. And so the writer of Hebrews talks about the great cloud of witnesses, our mothers and our fathers, the patriarchs and the prayer warriors from before. They're all looking at us. They're all watching us. And it's not like the Olympics where there's a bronze, a silver, and a gold, or like the Kingdom Marketplace where the bronze, silver, gold. There's no bronze and no silver. If you come in number 2, you're just lion food. And so Paul is given the analogy that he just wants to know Jesus and the power of his resurrection. And they say, but you've done this and you've done that and you've done this and you've done that. And he, well, even before that, he says, but I can't learn the power of his resurrection. Oh, excuse me. He said, in the fellowship of his sufferings unto death. That part. And he said, I can't know the power of the resurrection unless something in me dies. Help me, Holy Ghost. Later on, a little bit later, people come to, but you did this and you did that, you did this and you did that, you did this and you did that. And he says, I forget all those things. So I'm pressing on toward the mark. Toward this high calling of Christ who called me. And we all run this race. I talk about the race not being to the swift, but the one who endures. And the race not being a sprint, but being a relay race. The sprint is all about you. How fast you went to school and how fast you got the degree and your building and arrived. But the relay race, that's about the team. And it's not about you. It's about how, because in the sprint, is the things that you need to win the sprint, you need to compete in the relay, but it's not enough. In the relay, you got to receive the baton without dropping it. You got to pass the baton without dropping it. And if you ever aspire to a leadership position on this team, you got to learn how to teach others how to do the same. And the baton of our movement are our children and our story in a time when folks are rewriting history and erasing people, the race. And Paul says, I'm running this race, and he begins to run, and we all giving it our go. And we get to a point where we think we're on it, and then in your peripheral, they start noticing the competition coming up. Right? And all of a sudden, you kick in this extra gear. Right? And you press on. That's the extra gear that Paul is explaining. That's the extra gear that I'm in. That's where I'm on. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm anchored in the kingdom marketplace. I'm running this race, and I thank each and every single one of you. We went over. It's the coach. It's the kingdom marketplace. I love you almost as much as the Father on behalf of the Father. Have an amazing day on purpose. I look forward to seeing each and every single one of you at an upcoming event and or in the membership section, whatever I can do of reason to help you. Just go ahead and let me know. Thank y'all for understanding me from my heart. All right, listen, we got 53 days later. We're going to get God the glory and get you the bag. I'm guaranteed. Love y'all. As always, almost as much as the Father on behalf of the Father. Y'all have an amazing day on purpose. And never forget the Father made each and every single one of you amazing on purpose.